We have a new guest here, damn near one of the biggest ones we had so far. If you want to get crispy, dude, just look at our boy Andrew. Let's give him a round of applause, baby.
What up?
So I mentioned you were a barber, and thanks for being here, bro.
Absolutely, thanks for having me, man.
Of course, it means a lot. So what made you want to become a barber?
So the journey for myself, where I'm at today as a barber.
Do you mind putting the mic a little closer? You can move it too.
Oh gosh, is this how it works?
My bad, bro.
So,
Yep.
So the journey of how I became a barber is actually my mother is actually, or was, a barber. She's retired now. She kind of paved the way for me. She,
really?
Yeah, she owned a barbershop in downtown Roseville called Suave Barbershop.
Star Barbershop.
Yeah.
So like second generation kind of thing. Okay.
This was like when haircuts were like $6.99.
Oh,
Dude, that's crazy.
A long time ago. Yeah, that's actually the first shop I actually worked at. And she kind of like, took me under her wing, and I became her apprentice. And then, she just guided me through my whole process and my whole journey. So,
Okay.
just like cutting out the garage, and like me just always having like this like idea of like suave. The word suave just kept like popping in my head, and I finally looked it up, and I'm like, dude, that's actually a pretty dope meaning. So I went by the Suave Barber, and then when I got the opportunity to open my own shop, I just kind of roll with it, and then that's Suave Barbershop.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's a hella dope story. Usually, being Asian and all, I honestly thought that it was like a different story, you feel me? Yeah, but that's dope to see you following a parent. So is your mom, like, is there a difference between a stylist and a barber?
Yes and no, I guess. Like,
Really?
I think, in my opinion, a stylist is more like a stylist. You show them a picture, or you give them an idea, and they really kind of mold your look to that style compared to like, and they do a lot more like shear work. As far as barbers, we're able to use like open blades, razors, and more like clipper work. I don't know if you guys ever seen the difference from like a stylist haircut and how they use a clipper compared to how
like,
we use clippers.
it's like going to them instead of Great Clips.
Yeah, dude.
Our friend Jerome went to Great Clips for a long time. Finally got him out of that.
You can never get a fade from Great Clips, no shade. But yeah, that's a cool story, man. So how did you start barbering in general? Because, correct my history if I'm wrong, but didn't you used to work for a Rose Barbershop before as well?
Yeah.
How was that?
Dude, actually working at the Rose Barbershop was actually a blessing.
Really?
And, I had a great owner, Paulo. I think he used to cut you.
Shout out Paolo.
Yeah, shout out Paulo.
And you too, huh?
Yeah, when I was going through my apprentice program, he actually called me up and then like hit me up. Was like, hey man, I'm opening a shop. I'm trying to build a crew. So I hopped on that as soon as I got my L's, and then it was a great work environment, man. That shop's actually really dope, like thriving till this day. And so yeah, shout out to Rose Barbershop, man, for putting me on, and they're part of my journey where I'm at today for sure. But yeah, as soon as I was there for like about 8 months, maybe.
8 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I found the opportunity to open my own shop. I just couldn't pass that up. You know what I mean? So I just took that and kind of just went my own route and became the Suave Barbershop.
Okay. So was it barber school, then you kind of interned for Rose itself?
No. So actually, the program that I went through, there's two different programs. There's barber school, and then there's barber apprentice program.
Okay.
So the barber school is like more textbook style. It's super more expensive. You're barely cutting hair. I don't know if you ever heard the story of like people just showing up to like barber colleges or like cosmetologists like schools and just getting like $5 haircuts by just these students, and you might get what you want and you might not. Compared to a barber apprentice program where you pretty much have to be employed by a barbershop, right?
Okay.
And then someone takes you under their wing, and then you're actually cutting like real clients, like people that come in and walk through that door. You just take all the walk-ins and stuff like that. Or if you're nice like that, you can take appointments too, or you just have your own clientele. But you actually like accumulate your hours through the shop. You go to school once a week. A lot more inexpensive route, but it's more like hands-on. Super more hands-on, yeah.
I feel like you learn more like that though.
Yeah, you're pretty much just like, it's like a paid internship.
Yeah.
Compared to being in school and you're just like reading textbooks, because the school route is just pretty much just getting you ready to take the state board exam, compared to the apprentice programs, like really getting you prepared for the real deal atmosphere of when you get your license and stuff like that.
Damn.
If that makes sense.
I feel it. So were you like always confident in cutting hair? Because you mentioned that you had an upbringing with your mom. Really?
Nah, man. It's actually pretty nerve-wracking when you first start out, man. It's like you get a lot of anxiety because, you don't want to fuck up someone's hair, man. Like, they got to wear that for like 2-3 weeks to a month.
I would cry.
Yeah.
Dude, that's an L, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, messing up someone's hair like can really make or break someone's relationship. Or maybe even have their client even fight you, man. Like,
has that ever happened to you?
Pushing someone's hair back, man. Someone get really pissed off. But maybe in like my earlier stages of my career, like, just I didn't really take on haircuts that I knew I wouldn't be able to do. I would let them know like right away, like, I can't really do that, or I can't do that, but I can do this. You know what I mean? I know it sounds like pretty bad nowadays. A lot of barbers will just take whatever they can, but for me, it's like I'd rather be truthful. You know what I mean? And let you know that I can't deliver the haircut that you're looking for. But it's all about just repetition, man. Just getting the reps in, because eventually you'll start to see hair differently, and then and really just get your groove and see your technique and how the clippers work in your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's kind of nice that you have that self-awareness. I think that's more of a good positive trait, because honestly, with a barber, I'd rather have you tell me straight up that, I'm not too sure about this one, so I'm gonna let you know now, versus some dude is like, yeah, I can do that, and then they do some cut and you're like, whoa, this is like not
and
at
they
all.
give you a reverse mohawk or something.
Exactly.
Something crazy.
I'd rather give you something similar to what you're looking for, and I can deliver it how I can do it, compared to trying to manipulate or like do a cut that you showed me and I can't do it, and it's like you just totally hate it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Dude, because me and Austin were talking, like, you and the Suave crew, and Kyle talked about this too, you guys are like the first barbers to actually have a interview. Like I remember your first cut, you were like, do you like it like that? And I'm like, yeah, you like it like that. And you did that with like every step.
You guys take the time to like learn your client's hair and like how it flows and everything.
Yeah.
I'm very particular about my hair.
Yeah.
And like Jacob at your barbershop is the first one that I've stuck with this long.
Yeah.
So it speaks volumes.
It's that client-centered care type deal there.
Yeah, dude.
Haircuts are all kind of like, you'll have people like, you have the same go-to cuts, but then every person has different, so that you got to kind of individualize it a little bit. I do have a question too. I kind of want to take it back, because you know how you said you kind of walked into it because of your mom. Was like doing the whole barbering gig, is that something, was there like a certain time where you thought, I want to do this for sure? Or was it kind of more of like a natural progression because, you grew up around that and that's kind of what your mom did, so you felt like naturally that's kind of where you were going to want to go into?
Man, growing up into it was like, kind of like my mom kind of wanted me to do it, as like a backup plan. Because once you get your license, man, like you just get your license and you just pay like a yearly fee every 2 years, and then whatever you want to do in between that time, you can do. So I thought about it and I went through the process, but then like I kind of journeyed off and tried different things, server, warehouse worker, and then I always just ended up coming back to being a barber. And then it wasn't until like, man, I want to say about like 5-6 years ago until I really found that passion, that drive, like right before I opened the barbershop. And then, because life hits you, life, things come up and like, and like takes you off the path that you want to go. And I can really say like till this day, like right now, currently, like I really found my drive. I really love how everything is going. I love the barbershop. I love the crew. And so, yeah, man, it's definitely a journey for sure.
I feel it.
Yeah, everyone has his own journey, but it's definitely been a journey for sure.
All right.
Dude, as a barber, do you feel like this therapist that makes people look good?
Oh man, therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever like give some advice to those youngins in the chair or something?
I try to do my best, you know what I mean? Because like, I'm all ears most of the time, you know. I'm asking the questions and I'm listening, and as I'm cutting, and you know, I try to like give feedback to where like it kind of like relates to or whatever I've gone through, you know, like life experience. I try to like, you know, educate or the younger generation or just anybody really on just my past experiences and see if I can kind of give them some kind of you know, advice. But yeah, I try to do my best, you know. I try not to sway somebody in a direction.
Oh yeah.
You know, tell somebody to do something that I've never done before. You know what I mean? Because I can't really, I've never experienced that. If someone gives me like a crazy like question, I'm just like,
hey, you try a Tide Pod yet?
yeah,
You should try.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I try to like, you know, give the best advice I can off of like my past experiences. You know what I mean? So it's like the best I can.
I know a
Yeah,
lot of
dude.
people are really, really talkative sometimes when getting a haircut. I'm not like that. I just like to pretty much take a nap. But do you have like a crazy story that someone was telling you while they were getting cut? Like, what was the weirdest or craziest thing you've heard from a client while you were just giving them a haircut?
All right,
I bet you have a lot.
What's the first one that comes to mind?
man. I guess the first one that comes to mind is I had this client come in, first time cutting him too, and I was like, hey man, what's going on? You got somewhere to go? You know, because you know you're doing the whole work. So you're doing the haircut, and you're doing the beard. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go to a party. I'm going to a party this weekend. And you know, we get in like into conversation about his wife, and he's got kids and stuff like that. And yeah, man, I was like, so what's going on? He's like, man, I shouldn't really be telling you this, but I'm going to a swingers party. And at that time, you know, I didn't know what that meant. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, you know. And,
Me too, bro.
and so
See you
like,
there?
and I was like, you know, totally cool about it because I didn't even know what the hell a swingers party was. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, Lord.
and so like after I got done cutting him, like go to the back and talk to one of my other barbers. I'm like, hey, bro, what's a swingers party? And he's like, is that what your client just told you? He's like, he's about to. I'm like, I was like, dang, this whole time
Yeah,
I had no clue.
Just couples just fucking each other.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, dude. I was like, after I knew what it meant afterwards, it was just on my mind the whole time. Like, damn, what the fuck? This whole time, I'm just like, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, swingers party.
That's what I was saying. What's up? That's cool, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's honestly the craziest. I always talk about this story because it's
so
I just
bad.
never had.
That's a clip right there. You know? So like,
Find a picture on Google.
oh as a barber, are there certain manners that you would prefer be done?
Like barber etiquette.
As for
For the
like,
clients or for like the barber itself?
I guess both ways. Can I have how was it seeing Aaron hop around your whole shop?
Damn, you name dropped him. I was just gonna ask, like, what do you think of
that's hella
barber
funny.
hoppers?
Because that's etiquette right there, right?
It is funny because Aaron's like the one guy that would do that because he's like the most oblivious person ever. He's like, oh wait, what?
Like,
Oh,
do
he's
you
that
guys,
guy. He's that
do you-
barber, by the
Do you
way.
guys give them like the side eye?
to be
for that?
honest,
Or do you care?
me personally, I don't care. To me, I feel like I don't care because it's my shop, right?
Okay.
So it's like I think it's cool that you are trying out other barbers because there's going to be days where Jacob's not available or I'm not
Yeah.
available, and
Yeah.
I want you to be able to still walk in through the door and feel comfortable getting cut by someone else in the barbershop instead of you going to like a different barbershop.
Oh hell no, I wouldn't.
You know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean?
I'd rather have in the same shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Everyone
for me, it doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't really bother me, but I can't really speak on any other barbers. You know what I mean?
That makes sense though, since you own the place. I guess that makes
Everyone
sense.
and everyone's,
Yeah.
we rocking with everybody.
I would still feel guilty
Yeah.
though. Like
As a client, yeah.
Weird.
As a client, I can see I can see that. But like a lot of those barbers that like really trip about like other clients going to other barbers in the same shop, it's more like an ego thing, right? It's like, man, it's like you just cheated on me, blase blase. But it's like, dude, if you're a busy barber and you're a good barber, you're a busy barber, that's actually a good thing. You know what I mean? But because people got lives, people got things to do. Say if you're booked like 4 months out or like 3 weeks out, like you ain't gonna wait that long if you really need to go do something. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had, like, let's say, have you ever had a situation where someone usually gets cut by someone else in your shop or something, and then they go to you because that person's not available, and then the other barber gets mad at you for like, hey, that was my client, even if it wasn't in your shop right now, like maybe in the past?
Before, yes. Before, yes, but right now, like I said, like it doesn't really bother me. To me, it's actually when I have to cut someone else's client, it's actually kind of like nerve-wracking, like because you're trying to deliver the cut the same way that person delivered for you. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of with me, at least for me, I like to observe everything. Every client that walks in and out, I usually try to say hi and bye, right? And I'm always like looking like, oh, damn, that's a really nice haircut. So I try to observe, right? So just in case that moment does come where I got to cut you, right? And Jacob's not available. I can have already an idea of what you like and the style that you already like. You know what I mean? And I have to just try to deliver the same haircut like Jacob the best I can. You know what I mean? Of course, it's not going to be the way he does it, but I'm going to do it the way I do it, but in the same style. Try to do it as close as I can. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's just me, just being more like observant.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you like? How does hiring a barber happen? Because like, I don't know if you met Jacob and Jamar and etc. through barbering, or were you like homies prior?
So I didn't know Jacob or Jamar at all before I opened the shop. So Jomar actually just hit me up on Instagram, and then literally like a month after I opened the shop, right? I was like, hey, I'm going through complications at this other shop, and then he was an apprentice at the time, you know, so he needed a place to work, and I shopped the cut at, and my cousin Tony, he actually owns a barbershop in Auburn. Okay. And it's called Tone's Barbershop, if you're ever in Auburn. He told him to come my way, and a few other barbers kind of like told me about him too. And I had a homie vouch for him, and I kind of just like had him come in and sit down and have an interview with me. It's not really about the haircuts, I feel like anybody can cut hair, and then the more reps you get in and the atmosphere that you're in, it's going to make you a better barber. It's all about like your vibe, man. Like you gotta pass the vibe check for me. You know what I mean? Because if you can't match the same vibe I have, the personality wise, it's like just being in a room and like you can't really. It's just like being awkward with someone, It's just like,
all day, every day.
You know what I mean? I can BS with you, say certain things, you know what I mean, and you can do the same, and I want to be able to have that relationship. It's like a brotherhood. I'm trying to build more of like a brotherhood instead of just like, here's a station, give me your money, you can just cut, do whatever you want. It's like I want to be like family.
That brings up another question I had as far as like how does a barbershop ran? Like, are they an employee of yours? Do they work independently and pay you a fee for using part of your space? How does that all work?
So I actually just booth rent. Okay. Yeah, I have a rate that I have all the barbers pay a month, and I have guidelines, like shop guidelines that I want, to abide by, like shop hours, side work, and stuff like that. But as far as like everyone else, everyone's kind of like freelance, man. Everyone gets the freedom to kind of do what they want, price how they want, you know what I mean? Unless it's like I'm charging 40 and this person's charging 100, then we're like, well, dude, we need to talk about this. You know what I mean? But
then I'm going to the other one.
I've seen the 40, dude.
But yeah, man, it's just. I just kind of let everyone kind of do their own thing. I mean, like I said, man, it's all about the vibe. When I bring someone in, I got to be able to trust you. So it's like if you're, if I can trust you, then don't give me a reason to not trust you, and you can make your own hours. You can come in early, you can leave early, you can come in late, you can stay late. But it's like if you're not there, you're not making money. You know what I mean? Because you already paid your booth rent, you know what I mean? So it's like you're only hurting yourself if you're not in the shop cutting. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way I look at it. But, everyone has lives. They got things they got to do. So I don't usually try to manage that whole time thing on everybody. But, I just have, like, certain things that I would like people to do. Like, if you're not busy, you're just waiting for, like, your next client, like an hour later or an hour till your next client. You just go fold some towels or something, or take out some trash. But other than that, just like super simple, just shop etiquette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a chill culture.
Yeah, I was about to say because I think one of the when I think about the going to the shop, then one of the first things I think like the vibes are, I'm like, yo, like the boys, and you go in there, it's like the boys. It could be because we're all Asian, low key, or most of us Asian. But when you get there, it's like, you know, the boys are here, we're chilling. It's like you can kind of relax and like chill. I do think you guys have pretty good vibes over there. I got 2 questions. One, so before you started running your own shop, how many other shops were you working at? Or
I've only worked at the Rose and then my mom's barbershop back in the day. Yeah.
So what would you say, like, what are some pros you feel like of just like working at a shop, and then what are now more benefits that you see now that you run the whole thing? Because I feel like, you know, when you're your own boss, it's kind of different. It comes with more responsibilities, but at the same time, you know, like you don't really have to a certain person to answer up to, you know.
I guess it's more of like creating my own vibe, because when you work for someone else, you know, like you kind of have to mold into their vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't always fit your personality. At least like with me, it's like I get to create my own vibe. I get to be myself, and then everyone else that works there get to be themselves too. That's the kind of environment that I like to create. You know what I mean? I don't like to micromanage. I just want people to be themselves. You know what I mean? 'Cause instead of just trying to be someone they're not. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. I can appreciate that.
Yeah. What kind of culture do you want to create with Suave? Because, like, I know, like, it's different from a great clips. I remember when I hit puberty, I was like, man, I have to go to a barber. The next thing I do is I go to a barber, and I get scared. But I feel like barbershops can toughen you up. So, like, what kind of culture? Because people in great clips don't cuss.
Low-key found barbershops really intimidating for a long time. Like,
people in great clips don't cuss, dude. But like,
I didn't know that.
There's no filter.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
The culture that I'm trying to build with Suave Barbershop is just the confidence, man. Just I want people to leave like with confidence and just feel good. You know what I mean? Because a haircut can go a long way. You know what I mean?
it's like makeup.
You ever felt like hella depressed and like you just hated life and you didn't want to wake up, and then you got a haircut and all of a sudden you're like,
Yep.
I'm going to Target for no reason.
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself not feeling good enough physically, you know? Are you ever depressed that you can't get that girl that you want or that guy that you want? Well, this is good news for you. Go to Suave Barbershop. Good cuts, good vibes, you know? They're like aesthetic lawnmowers for your hair. And who wouldn't want some guy making you look, you know, A+. This is the first attempted advertisement because I believe in their haircuts. They probably had a bachelor's in looking good and making people look good. I need a haircut badly. So I'm gonna schedule an appointment soon. They cut all of my homies' hair. Me, Kyle, the co-host of this podcast, my boy Austin, Gian, Mark, Oliver, the barber hoe Aaron. Suave Barbershop is, you know, or Suave. It's a solid place to get you cut. It'll make you get a bitch for all I care. So yeah, enjoy this little montage, and I'm gonna put the link below, and enjoy whatever they're talking about. So do you feel like you've been responsible for some relationships?
Has anyone come up to you and say, hey, because of this haircut, I got this job, or I got this girl, or whatever?
Mainly like the job part.
The job part,
you know,
really?
Yeah, it's more like the job part. Yeah, I had like a few clients come in like, yo, I got an interview. I need to look good for this, you know. And I've given like a handful of clients like, hey man, you get this job, man, because of this haircut. Like, the next haircut.
Give me a fat tip.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was able to smash.
I'm like, if you're able to kill this interview, man, like, the next cut's on me, man. Just like as a like a congratulations kind of thing.
That's what's up.
Hey, I'm sure I got a lot of clients from my hair.
You've been selling like crazy, low key. Maybe it's the hair, man. It's the hair.
Some say I go to the barbershop too many times. I think every other week is needed for me because I see so many.
2 weeks is good.
So many people. I see different, like 100 different people every week. I'm like, you gotta look good. Your appearance is important. Your first impression is important.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Who cuts your hair? Is it Jacob or are you a self barber?
Nah, man, I can't come on here at all, man.
Really?
I like, just like Kyle, I like to kind of just like sit in the chair, and I like the experience of getting a haircut, you know?
I feel you.
I'm not gonna, if I cut my own hair, it's gonna be like 2-3 hours, and like it's not even gonna come out the way I want it, to be honest. But
Really?
honestly, I kind of just,
so difficult.
I'm just like Aaron. I kind of just hop around from barbers.
Yeah.
In my own, in my own barbershop.
That actually is good for you though, because like if you only get one cut from one person, then it, like maybe you're playing favorites or something.
Yeah, I kind of just go with like whoever's available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it allows them to get their reps in too. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a picky customer, but I can be at times. I do want it a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's like just kind of like polishing the rest of the barbers' skills, you know. And like I said, I like to treat myself every once in a while. And that's like me treating myself as one of the guys can kind of just like get me in the chair and get the hot towel and lean back and get the razor done. You know what I mean? So
If I could go every week, I could.
Dude, I feel like I need a haircut like every week.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Like right now, I feel.
I need a haircut every 3 days. Bro.
I just love it. I like getting a fresh fade. Like in the minute I start to see it go away.
You're looking like you need a haircut right now, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna schedule.
Oh yeah, I was about to say.
Where
You
been at?
don't go every 2 weeks.
I don't.
At least every month.
You know, I was actually me and Austin were trying to bring you a bottle. Do you like next
shoot,
Christmas? Do you drink? Cause like, what's your preferred bottle?
I don't drink anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get high?
I
like to
do.
smoke?
I do.
There we go.
I do
There
medicate.
we go.
I do medicate. So I will take some flowers.
Okay, we'll
But,
keep that in mind.
But yeah, man, I had a huge like lifestyle switch up recently, and yeah, I don't drink anymore, man. The world's just a little better without true.
Let's talk
not
about
drinking.
that. What made you want to switch? Was it health wise, or was it like I can't get lit sober or something, so I might as well get used to it?
Just trying to find a way to have fun and be comfortable in my skin without having to drink and stuff like that. Yeah, drinking.
Honestly, alcohol is. I mean, I get the hype sometimes, but it's not. It's not for everyone. Like for me, the Asian glow is no fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that Asian, but it shows up when I drink. And I don't know,
It was just more of like just trying to stay focused, man. Like it started affecting my work, you know, the times I come in and like the people around me and like my family and stuff. I kind of want to like cut that out, you know what I mean? And since I cut it out, I've been going to the gym in the mornings, and I come in earlier now, and the quality of work and like the passion of work is just elevated ever since I stopped like drinking. Yeah, man, it's just like staying more productive. My conversations with my lady and my son are a lot better, and the conversations with everyone else around me has been so much better too. I feel it. The energy has just been like amazing, man. I like live life right now, and I'm like so passionate with everything I do right now. So
Some good advice for those.
drunkies out there.
Yeah.
but do you though? Do you? Don't let me.
Or maybe don't do you. Maybe you need a.
Maybe this is your wake up call.
Maybe you need a life change.
Don't let what I'm doing.
entrepreneurship.
Going through withdrawals right now.
We all have our vices, man. Don't let whatever I'm doing affect what you're doing. You know what I mean? It just
Or
works for
again,
me.
maybe you should let it affect what you're doing.
No, I respect that though, because I hear that a lot actually with when people like totally like kind of like legit just cut out alcohol, because like, you know, it has its pros, you know, like I feel like, because for me mostly I'm just like a social drinker, you know, if we're going out to a game or if we're hanging out, I'll drink a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you really feel like you're on a focus or set point in life where you're trying to get things done, you know, it's the same thing. Like if you're staying up late, or if you're like spending countless time doing unnecessary things, or you're drinking, you're not gonna like party hard one night and wake up at 4 o'clock. It's like physically impossible. It's just not gonna happen. So if you're really trying to make moves and get stuff done, you know, something like alcohol would be worthwhile sacrificing, because again, like the mental clarity, and then there's the straight up like nature to it. Like physically, you will not get up early to work out. you'll like be mentally and physically drained. It's just not happening. So
you end up wasting half the day the next day too. You wake up like at 10, 11, 12. Nothing gets me in a worse mood than waking up late knowing half the day is gone already.
I don't miss like getting hangovers and like just being in bed and unproductive. You know what I mean? I mean, life's about balance, right? You got to find that balance. And like with me, I wake up at like 4:30, 5 a.m. I go to the gym, and then my first haircut is at 7 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I restructured my schedule to where I'm working at 7, but I'm off at 4 instead of 9 to 6.
Okay.
It's just better balance for myself. Like my son right now, he's like, 4 years old? He's about to start school. I got him in baseball, soccer, and basketball. So it's like, I want to be that dad where I can like still be productive with him and demonstrate certain things. Involved. You know what I mean? Yeah, like involved. That's like cool. So it's like for me, the sun doesn't set till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I can get off early, and then I can still take him to the park and go to practice and stuff like that. It's a long day. My days, already been super long. Yeah. But like it just works for me. You know what I mean? Just that life balance, the mental balance. You know what I mean?
I think the payoff from that is like tenfold too, because it's a long day. It's a busy day, but like the end of that day is gonna feel much better than like a day where you spend like half it hungover. You have like maybe 3 or 4 productive hours and you're back to night already, you know.
And you roll up a doobie and you go to sleep like a baby, dude.
Yeah. How do you balance life of being a barber versus being a dad? Because both can be busy, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Full-time job as a dad.
2 full-time jobs.
2 full-time jobs. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the balance is like having my self-time. You know, me waking up early when everyone else is asleep in my house is like...
That's really the only choice you have.
Yeah, like me time. Point. Yeah, that's like my me time. That's like my meditation time where I get to like go to the gym and stretch. I got music in and going to the gym in the morning. If people don't know, it's like the best freaking feeling. It's like the hardest thing to get on, but like once you're there, it's like the vibe is so much different. You're just in a room or a gym with a bunch of people who don't really want to talk to you because it's like, dude, it's freaking 5 a.m. Don't talk to me. I'm just trying to work out, right? Yeah. And like it's just more peaceful and you have access to everything compared to going like after 5 or whatever, and it's just like kids with backpacks all over the place.
I bet you feel like you have life together.
I've been going to the gym like 7. It's the worst. It's the worst time. I go to the gym with Jerome and I'm always complaining, this fucking place is too small, there's too many kids here, waiting hella long for this one machine.
Dude, I think there were kids playing tag in your gym one time.
There was these like a big group of Filipino kids like blocking the water dispenser thing. Couldn't fill up my hydro flask. It was annoying. I think one of them was my neighbor.
Call him out.
So being a barber, do you ever feel like you have burnout?
Oh, like burnout, like just
like damn, I'm tired.
Oh, dude. All the time. Well, before, yeah, like when I was working like those regular hours and I was like, you know, still drinking and stuff like that. It's like,
yeah, I bet
back in the day or before I like just cut out alcohol completely, it was like that last couple of hours, last couple of haircuts would be like, I'm gonna crack open a beer, you know, and that became a problem. And like that would like be like my second wave, my third wave of like, I'm gonna crack open this beer and I'm gonna bang out these last 2 haircuts, you know what I mean? But it's like staying for me now, like when I stay after 6, I'm like, am I still doing hair? Like I'm so tired. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, you do get most of the time you're on your feet like 9 to 10, 11 hours.
You are standing like for a long time.
And you don't really have like a lunch break. Like the smart barbers put a little lunch in their appointments, but like for me, man, like I just
knock it out.
I just knock it out, and there's like little 30-minute gaps. You know what I mean? I'll just, you know, I'm lucky. I got a Subway and a Safeway like right next to my thing. I can just run over to the deli real quick.
Starbucks is right there.
Then Starbucks too. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I've been drinking Starbucks like a lot since I quit drinking. But
coffee over alcohol sounds good to me.
Yeah, that productive juice.
over.
But yeah, man, there's times where like I crash and like you just want to sit down and stuff like that. But the best feeling ever as a barber is like, man, like you get home and you get to take off your socks and just sit down,
just kick it,
and let your feet kind of just breathe, because you're just, you know, you're in the same, you're just walking around like all day, like standing and just walking and just like, you know, got hair all over your socks and just,
oh god,
all over your clothes. So it's like really nice to kind of just like decompress and kind of just like sit down. It like feels really good.
So going back to you know how you on this kind of you got this morning schedule. Can you walk through like what is your like hour to hour time, like so from like when you first wake up to like right before you get to the shop? What is this now like your consistent morning routine that you got going on?
My current consistent routine is the first alarm goes off at like 4, and I usually snooze that thing until like 4:30. You know,
So
because after the first one, it's like after the first one, it's like okay, I'm going back. I'm gonna close my eyes real quick
just to get you conscious.
Yeah, kind of like get my mind woke just a little bit, and then the second one's like, all right, cool, I'm up. But like, yeah, I get up. I usually try to get out of bed at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, right? And at least I just need like at least an hour of a workout. And I'm like out of this. I used to be like this dude that wanted to like get super big and gain weight, and I feel like God just blessed me with an athletic body structure and body type. So I just try to like run with that now. So I just go in, do like a light workout, and I go shoot around and stuff like that, you know.
Therapy.
And, yeah,
It's therapy.
yeah. I put my headphones in. I just shoot around. But like, yeah, I'm at the gym from like 5 to 6 or 5:30 to 6:30, and like if I have a 7 a.m. appointment, I just either go straight from the gym to work, or I'll just go home and like shower real quick, and I go straight to the barbershop. And then if I'm able to get Starbucks or like a little breakfast, I'll do that. And then and I try to knock everything out, and then be done with my day by like 4 or 5 o'clock.
So you know how Hoopers have like a pregame routine? Do you have like a like when you're at the shop? Do you have like a like work routine going on or anything like that? Or no?
Yeah, I do actually.
Or something.
I do. I walk in, turn on. Just. I think that's what's really nice with me going in at 7 a.m. because I'm the first one there, right?
Yeah.
And I get to kind of like
Set the
There's no
mood,
noise.
set the
yeah,
tone.
I get to set the tone my own
Yeah.
way, and if there's some things that the other barbers miss closing the night before, I get to kind of like just kind of like touch that up,
Cover it up.
Yeah.
Pick it.
Who did this? Who did this? But yeah, man, just like make my hot towels for everyone, and like full towels. But it's really like the music that I really kind of like sets my tone. Like,
Yeah.
turn on the music, turn on all the TVs, make sure I get all my stuff like plugged in and just like charged and ready to go. Because the worst feeling is in the middle of a haircut and like your favorite clipper starts blinking, that's about to freaking die. You're just like,
Damn.
Yeah.
your freaking flow just got effed up. But most of the time it's just music and
There's always a
and
good
coffee.
playlist in that shop,
Oh yeah.
Hey, shout out Selection. Selection Radio is what we usually play a lot
Hey.
there. So like real like timeless music, like old school, like new discovered like producers and artists, you know what I mean? So it's really like chill. I try to keep it like family friendly in there, but we do try to turn it up sometimes.
Like if there's no kids.
Yeah. Put some body yachty when the kids aren't there.
Get the cussing on. Are you good with handling kids? Like, I know sometimes they can be rowdy.
He has a kid. I'm sure he is.
in the barber chair.
Yeah, well, you got to set rules like before you even start cutting the kid, right?
Really?
So the parents will come in and be like, I want to give my kid a mid-ball fade with a lineup and, super drop in the back and stuff like that, straight razor. I'm like, your kid's like 2 years old. I'm not giving your kid that haircut. Like, you're asking
not
for
working.
an adult haircut for
After
two-
puberty.
Kid barely got hair. He's started growing.
You got to it really depends. I will cut any kind of kid, any age, right? It all depends on like how well they're going to sit. How well they sit is kind of the type of haircut they're going to get. If your kid's just screaming, I had this
Buzz
barber.
cut.
Yeah. You guys got to tell him like if he's not going to sit still, he's not going to get like a lineup, you know what I mean? So it's like
No matter what, it's not happening.
yeah, it's not happening. You can only do the best you can, you know what I mean? And they should
I bet, bro.
yeah, what bothers me is like the parents are just like either strangling their kid like in a like a chokehold. I'm like, that's not helping.
Just like-
they're screaming like for their lives, and I'm trying
It's
to
the
and
goodies.
I'm trying to cut their hair, and you got them in a headlock. It's like it's a terrible position.
Yeah.
I guess I can share this story. I was cutting over at my cousin's barbershop up in Auburn, and this kid was literally screaming, "Help me!" And I was just like cutting him
Again,
and
torches like, bro, chill.
I'm like looking at my cousin. I'm like, hey, you gonna help me out here, bro? I'm looking at the parents and they're gonna help me out. Your kid's screaming like, help me, help me. I'm like, dude, the freaking police are gonna come. Like,
He gonna come in like, what's going on?
but I have turned down kids who like cry like before I even touch their head. I'm like, dude, I can't. There's no way. I'm not gonna dive in and like not be able to finish it and have them leave with a messed up haircut. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta set those rules. Like for
Pediatric fades.
No, yeah, I feel like working with kids is probably one of the hardest things. I mean, like, I don't have kids myself, so maybe it'll change up when I have kids, but I can't connect with kids low-key. Like, it's just...
Me neither.
They have a mind of their own.
Yeah,
like,
poker face. You gotta just keep that poker face and make sure everything is cool.
Yeah.
I had one incident where, like, it fired me up. I think this is the most I've ever been fired up. Is I was cutting this kid and he peed in my chair.
Oh, hell no.
He peed in my chair, dog. Like I tried to keep it in.
Oh, I couldn't.
But I'm pretty sure everyone could read my face. But I kept my words in, but it was all over my face, right? Because I'm like cutting this kid.
Man.
I was cutting this kid, and next thing you know, I'm like stepping around, and like you hear that little splat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, I didn't even use my spray bottle. Like,
What is that?
I look down,
and then you smell it, and then you smell it.
I'm just like, bro. And the grandma's just there, just like standing there, and I'm like,
You're not gonna do it?
are you gonna help me clean
gonna
up this or no? But
That's crazy.
It's like pee and hair on
I
the
finished
floor.
him real quick. Grandma
Got
took him to
hairy
the
piss.
bathroom. And
Oh,
I was like,
man.
man, I took all the Lysol wipes as much as I could and just like
Oh.
wiped it all
Disinfected.
down. Yeah, man.
That's just
How early in the
nasty.
day was that? Because I'm assuming you have more clients after.
Oh man, it
dude.
was like probably my second to last cut, at least. You know what
Okay.
I mean? It
I
wasn't-
think it wasn't the first, bro.
But it was just like, now when that kid comes in and gets a haircut, I still cut him. I was gonna ask, you gotta use the restroom. Go pee.
You sure you gotta
Even
pee?
if you don't have to go pee, go pee.
Go pee.
Yeah, like, we're not
Light
doing
it
that
up
again.
with some pad.
Yeah, man, like doggy pads all over the place.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
That
That's
was probably my
crazy.
worst kid experience. Besides
Wow.
the kid
Oh,
screaming,
God.
"Help me!"
Have you ever paused a haircut because someone needed to poo?
Pause like halfway
Hey,
through.
sorry, I need
Does
to
someone have
shit
take a
right
shit?
now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, they didn't really tell me like I gotta go poo. I gotta use the restroom. You know, most of the time.
Okay.
Have I ever paused in the middle of a haircut for myself to go poo? Yeah, I have to. Yeah, so I guess it goes both ways. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
especially in that morning. You know your morning routine. You know, it's like, yeah, in the morning you have like a set time, right, where you take a shit. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, 9 o'clock, I gotta go take a shit, right?
Yeah.
For me in high
Sometimes,
school, that was a forced school.
sometimes when I go to the gym and I'm, sometimes I go to the gym and I haven't used the restroom and I go get my coffee and it's like that 7 a.m. It's like they just walk in. I'm just like, I'll be right with you, like. I gotta take a shit real quick, or they'll sit down. I'll be like, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. You know what I mean? Just like there are times where like your stomach starts busting and you just can't ignore it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's better just to go than just continue to cut them and you're just leaking out little farts, bro. It's just not the biz.
I feel you.
Nah, bro.
So being a barber, do you have time for hobbies?
Oh yeah.
What are your
Sometimes.
hobbies?
My hobbies is just trying to stay active. I'm
Really?
like a real big sports guy, so I watch sports, play sports, and that's pretty much my hobby. You know, just discovering new music, listening to music. Just, I think that's my hobby, is like going to the gym and be able to like get in my own headspace. And,
Yeah.
like shoot hoops, and mainly like I get to bring all that together like on my days off, like Sunday and Monday. I'll go hoop with the fellas and stuff like that. But I feel like my hobby currently is just like just trying to stay active. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Like,
10
what's
years.
that end
Interview
goal?
question type beat.
Honestly, man, I usually try not to like look too far in the future. It just like stresses me out. But I would like to be still here. Like, so I would like Suave Barbershop to still be in the same spot that it's at right now. Of course, I would want to branch off and like have opportunities to do other things. You know, like branding. I have my own pomade, and I would like to get back to like making merch and stuff like that, and just trying to like just grow the brand of Suave.
So you're
Barbershop.
you like where your shop is right now. You just want to kind of like
Could branch
branch off a
off,
little bit.
yeah. Maybe have like different locations. That would be like the the dream, like the goal.
So have multiple locations.
Yeah, just not in Sacramento. Maybe my lady, she's from Houston, Texas. It'd be nice to have like my own like location, like Houston, Texas.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
okay.
Suave HTX.
We're going to Texas.
We're going to Texas.
Me, Aaron, and Kiann, we have this like a end game type goal, or actually Kyle too. We're all talking about it. We're like, and like when we're all like maybe 20 years from now, we're all gonna be in the same cul-de-sac in like Texas.
Heck yeah!
And we always said Texas because we're like big properties, cheaper prices, good food,
brisket.
HEB's right there. You know what I'm saying?
HEB. Hey, shout out to HEB.
Shout out to HEB.
Hey, best
Lots
one like
of guns.
a supermarket I've ever been to, dog.
Dude. Like Safeway doesn't compete, so I was like,
shout out H-Town one time though, for real though.
So yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, that's like our like troll, but low-key not troll, like in game, like legit in like 20-ish years when we're all kind of like a little bit more, like a lot more settled down. We're just gonna have the mass migration into Texas.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's the thing, dude.
I'm glad we have a neighbor barber.
Yeah, for real. Let's do it.
Suave will be down over there.
Hey, I'm down, bro.
Low-key.
Send me the location, bro. Let me know what's available.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
people are already starting doing that because like a lot of people from like SF already went to like Texas, because like you got like,
Tesla had a
Dallas,
lot of stuff had to do with that. Like Tesla moving to Austin. A lot of people from the Bay Area that was working at the Tesla in Fremont.
Yeah,
Did you say Google and Apple too, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, some tech companies and
maybe Microsoft too.
damn.
I don't know if they left.
Austin's a pretty poppin' city because now it's already like a college town. You got UT over there, and then with like Tesla, and then with just everything that's happening that's like crazy over in California, it makes a lot of sense for people to come over Texas, So
Yeah.
Your money goes a long way out there, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, like
Hopefully it stays that way for a little bit.
I know, right? Watch it like 20 years when you go there. It's just like
when it's our turn.
It's already like that right now when we're adulting. Like everything's so expensive.
It's just like pros and cons wherever you go, right?
Yeah.
Like California right now, we're going through all this, but we had the luxury of being in this beautiful freaking weather and being by the ocean compared to being in Texas where it's like everything's a lot more affordable, but like
moist teeth.
Damn, you're just in a sauna like 24/7, bro. Like,
facts. If like if like places like San Diego and even like places like in the Bay like had the same type of like I feel like cost of living as Texas, it'd be a lot different, obviously. But like because like when you think about it, like California's a really really nice state. We have such a great diversity throughout the whole state. NorCal is its own thing. You have like the boonies, you have like jungly part of NorCal, you have like Bay Area where you have Half Moon, you have SF.
You got like the vineyards. You have
Napa.
We even have the mountains too. We have Tahoe.
Yeah, and then you have like the coastal towns like Monterey.
Yeah,
hella nice.
Every genre.
Yeah, and if you can't make it out to Vegas, you can just drive to Reno.
Yeah, 2 hours away.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there's a lot of versatility that comes with being specifically in NorCal. It's just right now it's not the most amazing place to be at, but I feel like who knows, maybe in like 20 years we stick it out, it's gonna be like
I hope so.
Right now it's definitely not, especially cost of living wise, but maybe the next
struggle
20
out
years,
there.
It's a struggle ride, man. But no, we hold it down.
Do you have family in Texas?
Yeah, I mean, just like my lady's family, that's where she's from, like born and raised. So like all her family's out there, her mom, her dad, her grandma, and just like all her cousins and stuff that live out there. As far as myself, I just have like my uncles that live in Fort Worth, Texas, kind of near like the Dallas area.
Fort Worth, that's where number one barbecue spot is at.
Oh, really?
Goldies. Yeah. Shout out to
like
Goldies.
Yeehaw vibes.
Hey, it's a move though.
It's a culture, man. Like
before we go, we got to, because you went to Houston like a couple months ago, right? Or
I try to go once or twice a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like saying, we got to have like a week long Texas trip where we just like hit up because like, have you been to Texas?
Yeah, twice.
Have you been to Texas?
No.
What part?
San Antonio and Houston.
I've never been to San Antonio, but Houston.
I've never been to San Antonio because I've been to Houston obviously because I used to live in like Katy for like a couple years. So, but I've never been to San Antonio. I haven't been to Austin. I haven't been to Dallas. So it'd be nice to kind of go down there, hit up go through a few.
We got to know like what's gonna be the spot, See what the vibe is everywhere.
Yeah. We got to feel it out.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about San Antonio. So
there's so many like travel bloggers now that it makes it so much easier for travelers
to visualize what's out
if you've
there.
never been That's what like a lot of people have been asking me today. I'm going to Hawaii, like, you know, any places to go eat? I'm like, just go to YouTube, dude. Because there's so many travel bloggers now. Like, it makes it easier for you to travel somewhere that you've never been. You know what I mean? Because they'll list like top places to go eat or nightlife.
That's YouTube nowadays, bro. Everyone's got everything mapped out.
I feel like some of those people don't highlight like the bad stuff though, because like they could highlight a few good things and make it sound all real good, and when you go there, it's like, yo, 70% of this place is shit.
Yeah,
you know, but they didn't tell you.
There's a hood everywhere you go.
There is.
Right? Yeah.
It don't matter where you are. They'll be, you know.
Yeah, you can go to Hawaii and you see all the beaches and stuff, but you turn this way, there's like straight ghetto Hawaii that they don't show you in the magazine.
Like, hey, this is not what I was doing.
Yeah, for
This
real.
is a paradise.
Like,
This is the South Sac of Hawaii.
That's crazy.
dude, I noticed that you like to represent Sacramento a lot. So like
all day, baby. No,
what does Sac mean to you? Because like, do you feel like you're a leader of a community of some sort?
I don't say I'm like a leader of the community, but
An advocate of Sacramento.
I would say like I'm a like a legit local for sure. You know what I mean? I was born in West Sac. Grew up like up this way. You know, I went to school in Rockland. Graduated from Rockland. So like I would say like I've seen Sacramento grow. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't really go out too much now. I know like downtown area is very thriving and there's things just popping up everywhere. But as far as just like if people wanted to come up to me and ask me like what is there to do, you know what I mean? As far as like that's not like bar hopping scene, you know, I could still kind of like give them the route that I would do if I was like go out and like, you know, bar hop and stuff like that. But as far as like just the different river accesses or like different hikes up in Auburn, like in Lincoln, you know, like local gems that like a lot of people wouldn't know about, like as far as like activity wise, like I think I can kind of like, you know, lead you in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like Sac is kind of slept on low key because then like I feel like a lot of people try to identify like with the Bay Area because like, you know, when people think like Bay Area, they think there's like a specific culture, but when you think about like Sac's got a whole lot of things that it's got going too, because like I feel like arguably out of the whole like NorCal area, Sac's probably the sweet spot to be at.
It's really the Texas of California.
Yeah,
Texas.
If Texas
We are in the best spot. I mean, if you can't make it here, you can't make it in California.
Yeah, because like Sac's is just kind of like you know, you got the Bay like 2 hours away. You got Tahoe that way. In Sac itself, there's a whole lot of great. Like, if you're not living in Sac, there's a lot of other cities around Sac that would be good to live at. It's got a more than a handful enough amount of like malls, things to do. You got the Sac and American River right there. You can do a number of things, but people just don't really.
Sure.
I mean, just
think
like you
about
say, when
checking
you're living in Houston, man, you can drive an hour or two in Houston and you'll still be in Houston. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Compared to here, like you drive 3 hours, you're in Yosemite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Or you drive 2 hours, you're in Reno or you're in Tahoe. Like we have I think that's what makes
the versatility
Yeah,
that comes
like-
with being in Sac. You got a lot of
It's good for living.
An hour or two, you have a different kind of scenery.
Yeah.
Like, different.
like if you're going toward the Bay, you'll be in Napa, right? Which is like a whole place in itself. And then you just like an hour or 30 minutes later, you're just in the city. You're in like San Rafael. You're in like San Francisco. So like that's all within like 2 hours away. And then that's not including what you can do in Sac too. So I don't know. I feel like Sac, you know, we kind of dog in Sac because we've been here for
When
so
we were
long.
young, we wanted to leave hella bad.
Yeah, I remember when we were young, we were like, yo, we're going to go to like
going to
San
LA.
Francisco, we're going to Bay Area, we're going to go to Irvine, we're going to UCI.
Yeah.
But then now it's like low key, out of all the places in California, I think I'd stay
this
here.
is it. This is it.
We kind of got it nice over here. So,
it's only getting better too. It's only getting
oh
better.
yeah.
It's true.
It's getting more and more convenient.
Finally, all the like hot boba spots and restaurants are like making their way here.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
used to be like the great
know?
boba spots are like in like El Grove or they're in like SF, but everything's coming here now
Yeah.
because the people from SF are literally coming here too.
Sac, it's gonna be the golden Mecca in a few years.
And it's only getting better too, especially with like the whole sports stuff. You know, the Kings are doing really good.
We're
finally.
relevant now. So
And then like
yeah.
soccer and just like the River Cats. You know, we have stuff here, you know, that to entertain us. You know, it's just you got to be open minded to explore those type of things. You know what I mean? Because I've seen and like talked to so many other clients that are like, Sac sucks. There ain't shit to do here. I'm like, well what do you do?
What have you done?
Kid me would probably say that, not gonna lie. But you know, I appreciate architecture. Have you seen the Folsom Mansions?
No, see, I haven't.
They have those. They have those.
That's like my favorite spot.
Really? See, I don't really. The only place I go in Folsom is to go visit my girl or go to Folsom Lake.
You got the Palladio. You got all the beautiful houses around there. If you just want to motivate yourself, go drive up those windy hills and shit, and that'll motivate you.
You get inspired.
It's like Granite Bay, except the houses are newer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you got more hills.
Yeah.
It's just the energy makes you want to like self-improve.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I get from that.
Yeah.
So I love Folsom.
That's what's up.
Folsom.
Yeah, I've never really driven up in that direction.
Dude, you should. It's hella pretty. Like the houses are big and almost villainous.
A lot of development out there too. So it's like, you know how Roseville has grown so much?
Yeah.
It's the same thing over there.
Except a lot more expensive.
More expensive, yes.
But a lot. Honestly, it is nicer than Roseville.
I mean, you got the lake there. I mean, if you have a boat or something, you're occupied all summer.
We have a whole lake that's like 15, 20 minutes from us. You know,
and it's not empty anymore. You can actually use it.
For real though.
You've been going to a lot of Kings games this year, right?
I've been to a handful. I went to my first playoff game this year, game 1 of the Warriors and Kings series.
Oh yeah. You seen anything crazy? Dude, I saw these people puking Trulies, and I was like, Trulies do that to you? I was like, what?
No, I didn't see anything crazy, but just the energy was super crazy. You know what I mean? To me, just like you're talking about like 16 years of built up energy in one freaking stadium. It was like insane. But as far as like people throwing up and stuff, I didn't really see that.
It just feels good that we're relevant again in terms of sports, right?
Yeah.
It's like a moral victory. The city needed this.
I think the city needed the beam.
Yeah,
The city needed the beam to win,
changed
bro.
that.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
Now we have a landmark.
We have a landmark. Yeah, I remember driving home from like Ready 88. We're like, can we see the beam?
It's like the Eiffel Tower of Sacramento.
Yeah.
No, the beam changed.
I feel like ever since we got the beam, bro, we're doing really good.
I know, it's like motivation all the time.
No, I remember I took screenshots just so I can remember. I remember I was looking through the comments when they first started posting about the beam, and then people were like, "Oh, it's only gonna be lit like 5 times a year," and people were like, "Oh yeah, we're only gonna see this 20 times this year." So I was like, "Oh, look at all these people that thought just give me
baby.
another And next thing you know, it just pops off. But hey, shout out to the Kings. Shout out to
man. 1 year at a time, though. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Have you ever cut any celebrities before?
I've never cut like a celebrity. I guess the closest celebrity I can cut is I can say I cut was John Cena's stunt double.
What the?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's something. Okay.
I swear you mentioned you cut like DTrix.
Nah, I never cut DTrix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never said.
Is he still living here?
All I know is he's from Wood Creek, right?
I guess
DTrix?
I guess you can say somebody in the dance community that I've cut was Subin
Subin?
from Quest Crew.
Oh, the
He's-
crazy hair guy.
Yeah, he's from this area. You know,
J-Mocac, Green-Mocac, any of them?
I cut J-Mo too, so I guess
Hey.
see, I don't really.
That's some classic YouTuber shit. They were famous in like, they are famous back in the
they all
day in
from
the
here?
Asian. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
Shoot, they're
Roseville
from
locals.
916s, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subin's from
Crazy.
Hawaii, and then J-Mo's from Roseville. But
That's crazy.
That's crazy because you guys talk about like them being like celebrities. Like to me, those are just like the homies, you know.
That's crazy.
There were a lot of people's.
Those are the YouTube faces we saw back in the day.
All right. We're about to wrap up. I just want to ask you one more thing. When are we going to expect your content to like blossom out soon? Because I'm here for it.
Yo, today's experience actually like inspired me to like really hop on. Like I said, with this whole lifestyle change, man, like with this whole lifestyle change up, bro, like I was like kind of messed up before I like really like mentally, you know what I mean? So I had
Like locked in.
yeah, now that I'm locked in and I'm more focused and this whole lifestyle change, like I'm really starting to start like putting into action the things that I've said that I'm gonna do, you know what I mean? So especially thanks for having me on this episode for sure, because like now I'm like even more motivated and inspired to get my thing going, man.
Of course.
So stay tuned to a Suave Experience, man.
Hey, everyone follow that Instagram, Suave Experience.
Yeah, tap in.
I feel it. So this is our first, this is a first big guest for me, like, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
So follow Andrew on
We got
the
Suave
Instagram links
Experience.
below. He has the Suave Barbershop and the Suave Experience. And then what's that website? That booking website where you book stuff. You book haircuts.
Score wins.
No, I just got SuaveBarbershop.com is where we do all our online booking.
Yeah, 916. You need a haircut. Suave got you.
Yeah.
He cuts damn near all my friends, dude.
We got the whole.
Hey, shout out Kiann, man,
we
for
got the
bringing
whole
the whole
friend
crew
group
over here, man.
We got the whole friend group.
There is not like I haven't been there one time lately where I haven't seen someone I know.
I think the funniest thing
For real.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing was when I was there, and then I saw Dom there. I was like, I didn't even know Dom got cut over here. So I was like, yo, everyone's here. Then I saw Kyle like twice. I seen you like 3 times over the show. That's funny.
Yeah, I see Yvonne there.
Hey, before we like end this episode real quick, like, why didn't y'all tell me that there was twins? Because when I first started coming to Aaron, bro,
You almost gave him a mullet, huh?
when Aaron came in, bro, and like 3 days later or 4 days later, Austin books an appointment. I'm like,
The fuck?
did you go somewhere and have your haircut changed? Like, did I do something wrong for a second? Like, this is the haircut.
Am I being punked right now?
Yeah.
You coming back
Give me
already?
a warning that there was a freaking twin, bro.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
Like, shit, you ain't balding anytime soon.
I wish I had a twin. I'd love to play games like that.
That's so funny.
That shit tripped me out, bro. Like, I was like, okay, there's
You coming back? Okay.
twins, all right.
I feel it.
And I don't think no, actually, we've been there at the same time for a few times, like at the very beginning. But other than that, I don't think we've been in there at the same time.
It's been a while.
It's been a
You guys
while.
coming
It's been a
in,
while.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Lately, you guys been coming in with your girlfriends and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you brought Kai?
He brought Christine because she wanted to check out. Kai wanted to check out too. I'm like, okay, you just gonna be there. And
Yeah.
and she's there. She's like, oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, your brother brings in his girl. I'm like, and then you bring in your girl. I'm like, what is this? Bring your
Bring
girl
my
to
girl
barbershop
to-
day?
Bring my girlfriend to work. Just to get the
I
experience.
just thought it was hilarious.
I remember one day I went to the barbershop hella early one time, and I was like, I'm gonna go hella early so I don't have to see anyone I know. And then Austin's waiting in the parking lot right when I pull up.
You just see his Mustang over there.
You know
I
what
was
my
like, what the hell?
The reason I go early because I usually schedule my cuts. So I work night shift, right? So I
Yeah,
usually schedule
yeah.
my cuts after work. So I'll go there and I'll just sleep like in the hour.
No, I saw
That's
you
my
fall
strategy.
asleep.
Yeah, I'm always sleeping. Like I'll talk for a little bit, but then my mind just starts to go blank, and I'm just like, I can't stay awake. But that's my strat. It's like I'm already awake in the morning. I might as well just go straight and get my haircut.
Yeah.
As well.
There are times where you were like,
I know. I feel it too. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta.
You ever
roll.
be like, oh god.
No, I sense it too. I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Oh,
my head's drifting, man. I gotta.
You ever had to wake people up?
oh, dude, all the time. Like, there's certain parts. I don't mind like you nodding off and stuff like that, but there's certain times where like I need you to have your head straight, right?
Just slap their neck, bro. Like,
Wake up.
Spray with the spray bottle.
would you ever consider like barber pranks?
I do sometimes. I mainly just do it with the other barbers, but like, it's gotta be somebody like I'm really comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like this
I
whole
feel you.
touching the lip thing, or
like,
like if I did that to like a regular client, yeah, that's probably the last time I'm ever gonna see him. You know what I mean? I better get a really good attorney or something. He's probably gonna take me to court for some kind of
Maybe you get lucky and it's their sense of humor. And just because of that, they sent all their friends over.
I feel like the laugh
Play
is
with
rare if
fire,
you do that,
bro. You play with fire.
Yeah, it's mainly like the homies I would feel comfortable messing around with, but like a fresh first time client, man, for me to like to pull some shit like
Dude,
that.
I was
would be
thinking of
crazy.
I want you to do this to my friend. I'm not gonna say it because it'll happen one day.
It better not be me.
No. But like I'm gonna pay you because I don't want to waste your time. But like, if I paid you to do a 5-hour haircut for someone, dude, like,
You better give me 5 hours worth of money, bro.
It has to be, it's gotta be someone who's like really passive who won't say anything at all.
I was like,
I know who it is.
I know. We just gotta prank that guy.
Hey, I'm
That would be
down,
hella
man.
funny. Like, have you ever heard of that? Like, just a
I
5-hour.
haven't seen that either, so
You gotta commit, like, to that.
we're gonna do like a time lapse for sure on that.
You gotta hide a camera and like.
Like one guideline
it.
per hour. Let's go crazy.
That would be freaking crazy.
Yeah.
They probably want to fight me.
It's never been done,
Trust me,
so I'll
this
put you on the
friend won't.
sauce.
He's not capable.
He's too passive, so he won't do shit
That's crazy.
That's hella funny. I'll be down though. Shit, I'll be down.
in the future. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of Sippin' News. Follow these guys on Instagram. Thank you, Andrew, for being on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And, you have
Thanks for having me.
Last words to say?
Nah, man. Just thanks for having me tonight, guys. You guys have been great. So,
Yes, sir. Glad to have you, bro. All right. This is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. And if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Sippin' News out. Have a good day, y'all.
Hey, we out here. Hey.